And welcome back to Atreyu News. Hopefully everyone had a Merry Christmas. Christ's birthday just passed, so it was a very special time. But as we can tell, normalcy, or being normal, not likely to return in the near future. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, but we'll check it out. Woman is arrested by FBI for injuring other passengers and flight crew. It just goes to show, like, the lights are on, but there's no one home. These people are out of their minds, and COVID really put them over the edge after being half nuts anyhow. Let's check it out. A female Delta passenger was arrested by the FBI after she was captured attacking an elderly man on a flight for not wearing a mask, even though she wasn't wearing one either. The hypocrisy. Let's check this out.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, put your fucking mask on. Who invited you to come
I'm eating, and I can
drink your ass up? Don't you dare talk to me like that.
God damn it.
You stand here.
See how she's threatening him? She's like, stand up. What's she gonna do?
Stand and step up. Stand your ass up. Stand your ass up.
Sit down, Karen.
Karen?
You're a goddamn Karen.
No.
Sit down.
Sir.
Sit down, Karen.
Sit down, pussy.
Ma'am,
Pussy, no, you're the pussy.
Oh, no, you're the dick.
ma'am, do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What about him?
Mask up, now.
Mask up.
Put your mask
I'm
up.
Mask
eating
up.
and drinking.
Tell him to
I'm
mask
eating
up.
and drinking.
Tell him to
You got
mask
your
up.
mask down, bitch.
Sir,
Did you call me a bitch?
Yes, I did.
stop it again.
Now you're going to jail. That's assault. You're going to jail. As soon as we get in Atlanta, you're going to jail. Bitch. Karen. Hey, spit on me. Now you're double going to jail. Bitch.
See that? Punches the guy, spits in his face, grabs him by the face. These are demons in human skin. That's what happened. I wouldn't say it's the sole purpose, but if someone becomes an atheist, unlinked to the creator, this is the result, especially generational.
You fucking piece of shit.
Piece of pussy, sit down, Karen.
Fucking
Sit down, Karen. Sit down, fucking Karen. Look, she punched me. She
Put your
slashed my
fucking
face.
mask on. Tell him to put his mask on. Put your fucking
She
mask
punched
on.
me. She scratched my face. I want her the fuck
Put
out
your
of here.
fucking mask on. Put your fucking mask
Put
on.
yours on, bitch.
I won't put my mask
Put your mouth.
on. I will put my mask on when you put your mask on. Thank you.
She went crazy on the airplane. Punched this man in the face, spit on him, scratched him, poured hot water on my.
Welcome to the collapse of the empire. Patricia Cornwall was on a Thursday flight from Tampa to Atlanta when the altercation took place after she took exception to her 80-year-old male target taking off the face covering to eat and drink. So the guy's sitting there following by the rules, eating and drinking with no mask. And here comes this one. Evil. They will take your rights, all pretending to be nice. That's the funny thing about the leftists. They're the biggest psychopaths I've ever seen or heard about. And throughout history, they haven't really changed. They appear nice. It's just not the case. Anyways, moving on. California education equity official resigns after being outed for living in Texas. Isn't that perfect? They won't even stand up for the place they live in, and they're complete hypocrites. It's like these rich people who live behind walls, yet say we should have unchecked migration. Or the Pope. Pope was a perfect example. I remember when Trump was running. The Pope said walls aren't Christian, right? While he lives behind 20-foot, 30-foot walls. From what I understand, the Vatican is considered its own country with its own military forces. So hypocrisy. A second high-ranking California state education official was forced to resign after news broke that she permanently resided in a different state, some 1,500 miles. Pamela, who formerly served as California Department of Education's Equity Project Manager, was relieved of her duties last week upon discovery that she and her husband actually live in the Dallas, Texas area, Politico reported. It's funny, they want to say Florida, Texas, these other places that are still relatively free are somehow bad, yet their population's exploding, their GDP's off the charts, their cases of quote-unquote COVID are down. But anyways, based on her LinkedIn profile, she's 34. She got her doctorate in education at Texas A&M University from 2019 to 2021. And before being hired by California, taught for several years at Richland College, Politico added. According to the public housing records, she and her husband purchased a home in Dallas area in 2019. How the mighty have fallen. There's a lot of stuff like that. Even AOC, although she does really well as far as popularity goes and being able to raise money, the money doesn't come from her district. She's actually quite unpopular in her own district. So you see outsiders changing elections, whether it's from internationally or nationally. Happens across the board. We got Fauci here. Funny thing about Fauci is that if you look it up in Italian, it means sickle. And sickle is obviously correlated to, the Grim Reaper and death and that type of thing. Obviously, it's a bit of a conspiracy, but I did find it interesting to say the least. Anyways, Fauci says to cancel New Year's Eve parties as millions struggle for normalcy nearly 2 years into the pandemic. Remember when they said it was only going to be 3 weeks and people bought it? I realized that once I seen people fighting over toilet paper, this was not likely to end. 3 weeks, they said, remember? Oh, the lies are really piling up now. Coronavirus advisor Anthony Fauci said on CNN Monday morning that the Americans should cancel their New Year's Eve parties due to the increasing spread of the Omicron coronavirus variant. As America struggled to find some normalcy as the pandemic wraps up its second year, I would stay away from that, Fauci said when asked about the annual parties on CNN's New Day. I've been telling people consistently that if you're vaccinated and boosted, you have a family setting in the home with family and relatives. It's okay to gather, Fauci continued, but when you're talking about a New Year's Eve party or you have 30, 40, 50 people celebrating, you do not know the status of their vaccination. I would recommend strongly staying away from that this year. And funny thing is, people that are vaccinated can still contract the virus and spread it. What a mess.